right, Ian, my man.
Hey, Chris.
It's a dual episode.
Two of
Well, not a
us.
dual episode. What's it called? Not a dual episode. This is just one episode, but it's just me and you, man. Because the subject matter expert has decided to recuse himself, and I think that's good because it's going to give us more of a
What?
kind of like the freedom
Oh yeah.
to, like, not that we wouldn't have the freedom if Christian was here, but it's two anime virgins talking about their first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to see it because, ladies and gentlemen, Chris and I are not really anime fans,
No.
but we are open to do this because, I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So many people love it.
Yeah, and I do understand why people love anime, love cosplaying as their favorite anime characters. I mean, come on. There's always a convention
Yeah, it's
every
really
year,
popular.
every month even.
Really popular. But yeah, so Christian tasked us with watching Oshi No Ko.
Yeah, Oshi No Ko. The title, Christian told this to me before we started this program, and Oshi No Ko is the nearest, according to Christian, is the nearest to the phrase Hoshi no Ko, which means children of the stars. And the main character, or let's just say I don't know if this is the main character, but the first main character of this series is named Ai Hoshino.
Yeah.
So it's a wordplay with the Hoshino family name. Now we're getting ahead of ourselves, and I don't know if we have already made our intro. We have
we haven't. So let's see.
yeah.
So for those of you that aren't familiar, like Ian said, him and I are not necessarily anime buffs. I have watched some, like the first few episodes of Attack on Titan. Back in the day, I liked the Ninja Scrolls. I did binge Blue-Eyed Samurai. I know that's maybe not, but it's kind of, I don't know if that's anime or not really. I guess it's in the style of anime. And I loved anime Batman was fucking good.
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to anime.
Yeah.
It's just some of it, most of it, it just doesn't grab me. Like I don't get sucked into it. But this one, so I was going to say, for those of you who don't know, so we're going to only discuss season 1. I liked it. I like the realness, but so basically season 1 kind of takes us on like an intense journey into like the Japanese entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Right.
And the pilot episode is actually a movie.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it combines a lot of different elements, right? That I find to be a very interesting approach that maybe we don't get a lot, especially in like an animated series, in the Western world or outside of Japan, really, where it ties in. Let's have a list here.
No, it's not.
It ties in.
Sorry, man.
It ties in revenge, reincarnation, and like a struggle for authenticity while trying to maintain a certain level or achieve a certain level of fame. Right. Yeah. So like Ian said, the I don't know if you would call her the main character, but she's kind of the catalyst of the story.
Yeah. Good thing you have that term for Ai Hoshino. She is the catalyst of this story, and the story begins with her becoming pregnant at the age of 16. So yeah, teenage pregnancy, and
Yeah.
and
A little bit of maybe PDF, kind
yeah,
of, a little bit. Uh,
yeah,
so in the opening scene, uh, we kind of get a taste of the good doctor and one of his patients who's unfortunately suffering from cancer. I think it was cancer. Uh,
yeah,
um, but then you have this young 16-year-old idol. So for those of you that aren't in Asia that watch this or are watching, idols are what we would call like they're basically stars, right? And some of them are like child stars. You have like we've had our Miley Cyruses, our these child stars that usually end up pretty fucked up in the long run. But
yeah.
she comes to this doctor. Mind you, she's 16.
Mhm.
She comes to the doctor who has a weird kind of obsession with this young girl,
Yeah.
and she's pregnant with twins. So we're already jumping in on some touchy subject matter, kind of
Mhm.
right off the bat.
Yeah, that's very much the first impression that both
Yeah,
of us have. The
I
guy,
was like, "Whoa, what is happening?"
yeah, the doctor's name is Goro Amamiya,
Yeah,
and
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, Figueroa. Uh,
but and then the girl who is sick and later died. Her name is Sarina Tendoji. Tendoji.
okay, yeah, but
Sarina. Goro
I don't
and
know.
Sarina.
I don't know if you did the same thing, but when I was watching, and she's like, "I'm pregnant," and then the big blonde dude, the her manager or whatever, I
Oh
said,
yeah.
"That's the daddy right there." Like
Uh-huh.
I was wrong, I think, for the most part. But that was
Yeah.
my first thing. I was like, "Oh hell
That's
no, this motherfucker here."
Yeah, that's my first impression too. I
Yeah,
thought that I's manager is the father, but it turns out that he wasn't. It was
right,
a different guy. I really wanted to read the manga too because I really wanted to understand the whole
right.
story. We only had 2 seasons, and then there's a live action series, and then there's a live action film. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, I think this
That,
is such a
yeah.
unique twist on a lot of things, like the reincarnation thing. So the reincarnation thing, I did kind of pick up on it because right before her birth,
Mhm.
the doctor's killed, like murder. He's pushed off this random cliff that I don't know why this hospital's on a cliff, but whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, he's pushed off this cliff and he dies.
Mhm.
And I kind of called it on that when I was like, oh shit, because he'd already talked about like the little girl had already mentioned like reincarnation, and
Right.
no, not just well, no, maybe not. It wasn't her. It was like these kids in the waiting room or something. Somebody mentioned reincarnation. So when he died, I was like, oh, and she's pregnant. I kind of like, but she was pregnant with twins.
Yeah, and that that one, I immediately thought, oh boy, don't tell me Goro and Sarina would be reincarnated.
I
And lo
didn't,
and behold, they were.
I didn't anticipate the cancer patient. I didn't
Mhm.
anticipate her. I did him. I did him for sure.
I,
But
I
her,
anticipate,
I was like, oh shit, that's the little girl that was dying.
yeah. So Goro and Sarina were reincarnated as Aquamarine and Ruby Hoshino,
Yeah,
respectively. They are the Hoshino twins, and yeah. That point forward, we now refer to the Doctor as the Doctor's reincarnation as Aqua,
yeah,
and the little girl's Sarina's reincarnation as Ruby. So,
yeah. The
what you think?
breastfeeding. I
Yeah,
thought they were going to go weird with the breastfeeding. They did not go too weird,
yeah,
but it was an opportunity.
yeah.
But still, I
But
mean,
then again, but then again,
you got a reincarnated middle aged doctor sucking on a 16-year-old girl's boob. It's like, come on, man, this is wild.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Shit's
Yeah,
crazy.
good thing. Um, the manga creator on Akasaka. we'll just call her Aka,
Yeah.
Aka-chan. Good thing that in that scene, or even in the manga, Aqua hesitated
To feed.
to be fed through Ai's breast, but Ruby, on the other hand, was very much pleased that
Right.
she's a girl and she can suck on her mother's breast, who happens to be her idol.
Yeah. So the kids, right? They meet each other. They're talking. They're walking. They're not babies.
Yeah, that's the mystery of it. You know,
Yeah.
they're
They're
they're too young to speak and speak profoundly to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
just like they were alive, or when they were alive, but now they're babies.
And the manager's wife was very much intrigued and as to why did she have this kind of fate for herself. So she really wanted to expose Ai that she's now a mom and her career is over, blah blah blah. But then again, the Hoshino twins devised something that was comical and ethereal in equal parts, because they disguised themselves as divine messengers.
Right, yeah.
And Ruby even told herself that she's Amaterasu. Amaterasu is the sun goddess in Japanese mythology. So, come to think of it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think
the manager's wife was scared as hell.
Yeah, but I think one of the more pivotal points of the first episode, or whatever, I think it was the first episode, was kind of because, like, for a story to be good and to be engaging, there has to be something relatable, right? Like, obviously, I've never been a 16-year-old mother of twins. I've never been a Japanese idol. But when she starts explaining to Aqua her philosophy on lying, I found that to be like, that I was like, okay, this is somewhat, like, I get it. You know what I mean? Because she wants to make her fans feel loved, even if she has to hide, her children, her real emotions. And
really I just really wanted to lie to the public, because she wants her job. She loves her job.
She loves being an idol, yeah.
And at the same time, since she's a mother, she also loves her children, to the point that she wants to keep them safe by not making them public.
Well, she also she didn't tell her children that she loved them.
And it took her murder.
Yeah.
To tell her children that she loves them.
Yeah, and so she got murdered. She got murdered by somebody at her front door. The same person, the same figure, seemingly the same person that murdered the doctor.
That probably is the theory here.
Yeah.
But hey, that's just a theory. Sorry, Pat and theorists. But
in her final moments, like, that was a very, like, I remember when I was watching, I was like, God damn, this is intense, man. Like, what the fuck? But it's heart-wrenching, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it really is.
But she expresses, her true feelings of love or whatever for her twins for the first time. And actually
first and final time.
I don't know if I doubt you've ever seen the movie The Basketball Diaries.
No, I didn't. I'm more of the Dragon Ball and Slam Dunk. Actually, Slam Dunk was more of my brothers, and Dragon Ball.
Well, this is a regular movie. This isn't some crazy fucking animated bullshit. This is a real movie where Leonardo DiCaprio, he was really young. He plays a heroin addict, and I watched it as a kid. I watched it when I was in high school, and there's a scene where he's on drugs really bad, and he goes home, and he's crying, like knocking on the door for his mother to let him in, and she's on the other side of the door, like also crying, but she will not open the door for him. And that reminded me in this scene when Ai is dying and Ruby is outside.
Yeah.
It's a very, very heartbreaking thing. Like, you can't, it's just one of those things, right?
And it's very much more heartbreaking to Aqua because he saw Ai just moments after she was stabbed.
Yeah. I mean, he was right there. Yeah.
He was right there.
And that's when he pledges his revenge.
Mm-hmm. And our producer here, Christian Tejares, is giving us some notes. And you know what? There's also something that we notice on the Hoshino twins, because if you notice Ai, she has stars on both of her eyes, but when it comes to Aqua and Ruby, they only have one star, but on opposite eyes.
Right.
I think Aqua's on his right eye, and Ruby's is on her left eye. But yeah, I guess another thing that we need to talk about is the art style and the visual metaphors of the whole damn thing. I mean, what's your take on it, Chris?
Well, I mean, I think it's beautifully done for sure. It's very, very well done as far as the animation goes. But like, so I'm not. It just looks like anime to me, right? It's nothing. Although it's not. I have seen different animes. Like this one is more of a. They're not the small round-faced animes that you picture when someone says anime, right?
Yeah, it's not like Luce, because Luce is created like a chibi character. It's not like that, right?
Right.
Anyway, we can I would refer to our main podcast about Luce if you're on YouTube. So that's that. Anyway,
but I mean, it is beautiful. The intro music, I also maybe didn't appreciate, because I'm a first time, you know what I mean? Like, this is my first time really diving in, and I don't really have much of a frame of reference. Like, I don't know if this is an exceptional anime song or if it's just an average run of the mill, like they all, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the things that I think hardcore anime fans notice or that jumps out to them are maybe lost on Ian and I, because we're just like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
It's like that first song that plays. But I will also admit that I skip intro on Netflix every time.
So do I. And,
so I might have heard the song once.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But now that you've mentioned it, yeah. Now I'm curious. Like, is it exception? Like, I don't. Those things, like I said, those things are lost. Those things are lost on me for sure. But I will now pay attention. So when we come back for season 2, I should have more of an opinion.
Sure thing.
About
season 2 will be the next episode of this program, or this show, which we call Anime Agenda. We have been talking about Oshi No Ko, but we haven't talked about the title of this program. It's called Anime Agenda. And as we have introduced ourselves, we're basically anime virgins.
Yeah, so, for sure.
this is perhaps our way of, knowing anime from an outside perspective, because I understand that the people that would watch us may or may not be familiar with anime, but at the very least, these two guys right here are very much new to this, and we would love to have our say regarding the things or the series, the anime series that we watch.
Right.
And basically, Oshi No Ko is very close to our hearts because this is the media industry that we're talking about here.
Yeah.
It's not just about digital media, but also.
So who do you relate more to, Aqua or Ruby? So you have the two things, right? You have revenge and motivation.
Oh,
so like this is great. It's great because certain trauma in your life, like I don't want to get too dark here, but like I think a very straightforward
anime itself is already dark, man.
Yeah, but hold on. But the one of the most basic examples is when someone has, let's say, an alcoholic father, right? Some people turn to alcohol, while other people will absolutely not have anything to do with it. Like this, there's two sides. So they had this trauma, right? Aqua's going the way of revenge, and Ruby's going more, on the other hand, she aspires to be like her mother.
Oh, yeah. That's the dichotomy of it.
That's the dichotomy, yeah. So who do you feel you relate more to, Aqua or Ruby? Like if heaven forbid a traumatic experience happens, do you think you would likely choose a path of
intent or a motivational intent? That's the question, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very good question, because I understand what revenge is, but at the same time, I'm also motivated by the things that we're doing. So, I'm very much undecided at this point if I would be more resonating with Aqua or with Ruby, because both of them have their own intentions, or have their own way of being good at.
Right.
As we progress through the series, at least in season 1, Aqua became an actor, while Ruby wanted to follow her mother's footsteps as an idol. And basically, she and at least 2 other girls have revived Ai Hoshino's idol group, B Komachi. So yeah.
So I think another important aspect of this. So we talk about revenge, teen pregnancy. Like we didn't really touch on teen pregnancy too much. She just so happened to be a very young mother. But I think another very interesting thing that we haven't really touched on is the aspect of fan obsession.
Oh yeah, fan obsession.
Right, like sometimes these fans, like they feel so connected to these celebrities that they feel like almost like he was practically offended because she got pregnant.
Yeah, we all call that as parasociality, or being parasocial with the people you are admiring to.
Yeah, and a lot of times it does. In the harsh reality is a lot of times this behavior does lead to stalking and sometimes violence.
Yeah, and it does happen in real life.
It happens a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the violence part I think is mitigated because, like, security, cameras and security measures and just the overall kind of awareness of these situations.
Exactly. And
but back in the day, man, the stalkers were fucking wild.
Yeah. Even now, stalkers in the 21st century are, if not wilder, as wild as back then.
Right.
I mean, come to think of it, let's get out of the Oshi No Ko universe for a second here, and let's focus on the next best thing for the Filipino context. Since you live in the Philippines and I'm a Filipino, you know the girl group Beanie, right?
Yeah.
Beanie has been popular in the past year and maybe in the past few years, and uh, since they became popular, a lot of fans have gone, unfortunately, above and beyond when it comes to their fascination with the girls. That some of these fans even stalk them in their private events or in their private lives, when they just wanted to uh, live out as normal persons with their families. There's this one instance that one of them was eating dinner with their family, and the fan noticed that it's one of the Beanie Girls, and everyone just flocked that restaurant. There's also this other fan who was on a nightclub, and noticed one of the girls and slammed his phone on her face to record her that and tell the world that she's here, guys, one of the girls. That's why eventually the management hired security personnel.
Okay. Well, that should have been done, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that should have been done a while ago. I mean, before they even, or at the very least, at the cusp of their stardom. So, yeah, that's the Filipino context for you, ladies and gentlemen. But going back to Oshi No Ko, for since this is our topic, I think you also notice, Chris, that what we see in front of the camera, there's this realization that what you see in the camera is fabricated.
Yeah.
That's the main premise, especially with the later episodes of season 1, when Aqua Hoshino was part of this reality show called Sweet Today or whatever.
Yeah, and I think back to the art and everything. If you noticed, the lighting shifts from dark to light.
And to dark again. So there's this contrast. There's this shifting between light and light again and dark again.
Yeah,
it's fluctuating, and given the macabre side of Oshi No Ko, there's actually a real life parallel to what happened to Ai Hoshino in real life. There's this pro wrestler named Hana Kimura who, sad to say, deleted herself, offed herself.
Yeah.
It's very tragic. May she rest in peace. And she actually did it during the pandemic year, 2020. Annus Horribilis. She was just...
What did you just say?
What?
Annus Horribilis? What did you say?
Hana Kimura.
No, you said something else. She sounded like Latin.
Annus Horribilis. The horrible year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that the fuck? All right. All right. I remember this because I talk to Japanese people every day. And this was the cyberbullying was a big topic at this time. And yeah,
there's a parallel because Hana Kimura was bullied, as we all know, and there's this angle in the first season of Oshi No Ko where another actress, an actress or a teenage actress, was bullied because of of fan obsession and all that. The name of the character in Oshi No Ko is I forgot the name. I have the list here of the characters. My goodness, what's wrong with me? Akane Kurokawa. That's the name of the character in Oshi No Ko, whose life almost was almost similar to Hana Kimura's.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, apparently there is some controversy because this is maybe closely or loosely similar. I don't think it's intentional. I think the intention is to show that the entertainment industry, from many different perspectives, is very dark. The pressure that the stars put on themselves to perform and to be who the fans expect them to be. The pressure that it puts on maybe even the children of these people, right? Like, you're in the limelight. There's, the things that happen because fans become estranged, and how these people battle internal struggles where, like, I would go out and lie to the fans and then come home, and it's like, am I a liar? Is that what I am, or am I a performer? So this touches on a lot of different things. And I think the reason that it parallels the tragic story of Hana Kimura is because this is a real thing.
Yeah.
Right. Entertainment is dark. And I mean, look at Amanda Bynes. If you want a U.S. Example, look at Lindsay Lohan. Look at Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah.
Nuttier than squirrel turds, bro. And it's only because she was famous since she was a kid. Bananas.
I guess the nearest thing to that in the Filipino context, I'm not sure if it's Chris Aquino, the younger sister of the late President Benigno Aquino III. So there's politics involved there. But yeah, that's another one. Maybe another one. I don't know. There's no I guess Alexa Ilacad, because back then she was a bit conscious, or too conscious, about her body, especially when she entered a reality show for ABS-CBN called the Big Brother version, or the Philippine version of Big Brother. You know that series? Yeah, Alexa Ilacad was part of it, and let's just say that she was not really happy with her body back then, and
but who is? Come on now.
Yeah, but I guess those are the things that come at the top of my mind. But then again, the tragic story of Hana Kimura would have been Akane Kurokawa's as well.
Yeah, it's very relatable in a very unfortunate way. So the revelation serves kind of like that he's, maybe he knows he got a big clue, right? So, and this just motivates him even more, right? He becomes even more like, and so it's kind of a cliffhanger. It's like, oh shit, what's he going to do now? Like, and then Ruby, let's say the bright side of the story, she starts to gain popularity, right?
Yeah.
But her and her brother kind of start to maybe
diverge.
There's a space.
Yeah. They're diverging when it comes to their expertise, because Ai Hoshino was both an idol and an actress, but then again, her children went on the specifics.
Yeah.
Aqua became an actor. Ruby became an idol. So
Yeah.
that's that.
And Ruby's very innocent. So her innocent ambition to be an idol really clashes with Aqua's darker side.
Mm-hmm.
Or the darker side that is Aqua, right? That he's got these murder motivation, right? He's like, whoever did this, I'm gonna take them out. And so
there's a plot twist on
this
season 2 though. So
this sets up kind of like this reoccurring theme, right? Good and evil, light and dark, right and wrong. What you see is not always what you get. Like this, it sets up this thing for season 2, where
and, in front of camera and behind the camera. Let's add that in.
Yeah. So this season left me anticipating kind of how his desire for revenge will impact Ruby's desires to become an idol and reach her dreams, and then how this will all affect both of their futures in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. So as I said, there's a plot twist regarding Ruby, but that's for season 2. We're not going to reveal that to you on this episode of Anime Agenda.
She's really a man. No, I'm kidding. Plot twist.
Not that though. But
there's a penis.
That one. But
yeah. So for me, my overall take in this, or from this, for season 1, it's very layered. There's some super, what's the word I want to use? Like super, what's that TV show that was on forever? Super, it's like there's some supernatural elements. And then there's some religious elements, of course, the reincarnation. And then there's some, some real life elements, revenge and, goals and. But my overall opinion kind of is for this anime, not the story, but as how has this shaped and I think this was Christian's kind of goal with this was, will this change our perspective on anime? It's a nice mixture of kind of everything that's good about an entertaining television show, right? You have mystery, you have murder, you have revenge, you have family dynamics, you have they're famous, they're hiding, they're in the, like, it's really a very good amalgamation of like a lot of different things that they have masterfully woven together.
Yeah, in short, and I'm not doing a pun on your name, but in short, what you're saying, Chris, is that Oshi No Ko is basically a melting pot of topics, or of
it touches on a lot of things, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it is. It touches a lot, and if you ask me regarding at least season 1, Oshi No Ko, I actually resonate more with Akane Kurokawa because she has been bullied, and I've been bullied when I was in high school, and I've been bullied for some time in my career, and I almost became a statistic.
Oh, shit.
Thank goodness I wasn't. And somehow there is a transformation that happened within me when it comes to speaking, because I'm not really like this. I'm not really speaking like this. I stutter more before, let's say, 2017. So the way that I speak right now is a much more improved version of me than who I was
Congratulations.
back in 2017. or prior to 2017. So that's that. And method acting was also something that Akane Kurokawa had, and I'm thinking that Ai Hoshino herself was reincarnated as Akane Kurokawa. I don't know, but there's a possibility that it's like that.
Well, I don't know. The ages don't link up. She can't be reincarnated into somebody that's already born.
Yeah, that's I guess that's one way of disproving it.
But will she maybe make a comeback later? I mean, that would be an interesting thing.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing because I notice that maybe that's for season 2, but I noticed something, and we'll talk about that when we tackle season 2.
All right.
But I guess
sounds good.
That's
we'll shut her down right there. Yeah, we'll shut her down right there with Ian's lead into season 2. But I recommended, yes.
So do I.
I recommend it. Especially if you want to get away from flying superpower demon type stuff. I know my girl watches a lot of anime. There's a lot of fucking fantastical shit. Not really my skilo, but this is a nice.
Oshi No Ko is basically offering us a slice of real life.
Kinda, yeah. But all right, Paper Straw podcast viewers. That's it for Anime Agenda this time around. We're going to do it again. We're going to finish up season 2, and this is an ongoing manga series. So
yeah, it is.
Nobody knows how it ends.
The manga is already finishing. Actually, there's an ending already to that, and I think the last piece of manga would be released tonight.
Okay, nice.
That's thing. But personally, I would recommend it to someone who is new to anime. How about you, Chris?
What was the question?
I would recommend it to someone who is new to anime. How about you?
Yeah. I said I recommend it for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like it's a good starter, I think. And for those of us that are from the West and are maybe have an aversion to subtitles.
Yeah.
This is worth paying attention to and reading. It really is. A lot of times I skip things that don't, because I've said this before on this podcast, I don't constantly stare at the screen no matter what I'm watching. Like, even if it's a movie, like I just don't. Like, I listen, so I know what's happening. I don't need to see two people walking down the street having a conversation when I can hear that they're walking down the street having a conversation. Right. But this is definitely worth focusing on and watching and paying attention to. Definitely recommended for me.
Especially because season 1 already has completed its English dubbing. So for those of you who really don't want to read the subtitles and are very much, confused.
Yeah, I don't recommend dubs though. Dubs lose a lot of emotion. You lose a lot of meaning. You lose a lot of the story when you listen to it dubbed. I don't prefer dubbed anything really.
I guess that's also true, but I guess the most practical or best practice, watch it in the original Japanese with the subtitles, then watch it again on an English dub so that you would understand it more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, yeah. I guess we'll shut it down here. Bring us home, Chris.
Yeah. Well, again, I appreciate everyone that tunes in and watches, and give y'all's feedback or whatever you think, if you have any recommendations.
Do recommend us.
Yeah, recommend us, and and with that, we've reached the end of today's episode, or of this format anyway. And so thanks for tuning in and diving deep into this first season of Oshi No Ko with us. Now, yeah. So until next time, yeah, just enjoy life, and we'll be here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4:30.
Yeah, for the Paper Straw podcast. And we will also occasionally record Anime Agenda. You'll just have to stay tuned, because right now it's a bit unpredictable, but we love unpredictability. So that's
all right. See y'all next time.
Bye.